How are we doing? James here. Just want to give you a quick update on my trip to Michigan State University last week. It was a really good trip. It was a good opportunity to catch up with some of my colleagues and just see what they're up to and sort of, I suppose, bounce a few ideas off each other. One of the highlights certainly of the trip was getting out to Peckham. But before I get onto that, I'll just tell you a little bit about my experience in getting over there. So I went from Boston to Chicago, and I briefly, in my dyslexic brain, I briefly had a quick little look on Google Maps. Didn't do too much research, and thought, yeah, it's going to be a casual hour and a half spin in the morning, over to Michigan. Of course, it is to Michigan City and not to Michigan State University, which is in a different town altogether. So it actually took me, would you believe, 4 hours to drive. That distance. So anyway, there you go. That's the dyslexic brain of James Northridge. But nonetheless, really worthwhile, really interesting visit. And like I say, Peckham undoubtedly was the highlight for me. So Peckham is a rehabilitation work centre, and it's really aimed at all variations of disability. So it's giving people with disabilities an opportunity to work, and it's full paid work. So Peckham run a number of contracts, and one example being, and you'll see here from some of the footage, one of the examples being that they create materials, clothing material for the US Army. So dependent on the disability or the challenge, there's a job for everybody, and it really was so interesting to walk around and get the full tour of Peckham and really see the benefit that it's bringing to people, and speaking to some of the people there. It's empowering and sort of really giving them that drive to be involved, drive to be part of the community. It really is amazing. One kind of example, I guess, we were chatting to one individual who has he's visually impaired, so he's a little bit hard on his feet as well, I think. So I mean, they still wanted to make him part of the place, part of Peckham, and have him fully involved. So what they did is they gave him a station which was suitable to his challenges. They moved him onto a machine that really made the difference. And how it was so interesting to see that it was really universal design that made that possible. So it wasn't as if they created a specific job for him. He was doing the same job as everybody else, but he was just doing it in a slightly different way. And the example being that he was packing boxes, putting them onto pallets. Perfect. So he's visually impaired, so he was struggling obviously to make sure when he was taping the boxes down that he was taping on the center line. Simple mistake. So what they did is they got the standard kind of tape gun, and they put like a measure on the side of it. So it's almost like it would touch the side of the box. Then he knew he was in the dead center position. He would pull his tape, snap it off, box is packed. Simple. And I mean, I was just looking at it thinking, my God, that's an accommodation that would work for all of us if we're packing boxes. And that's just a really simple example of how universal design can make the difference. So really just a quick catch up in terms of my visit to Michigan State University, which is a fantastic campus, may I add. Also, the opportunity to get to Peckham was fabulous, and hopefully I'll have further opportunities here in Massachusetts to visit similar locations, and really just to bring some of those case studies and good examples back to Ireland, back to Europe, and show how we can do something similar. We can, I suppose, give people with disabilities the opportunity to become part of the community, to feel involved and to feel as if they're giving something back. And I think by taking examples such as Peckham and utilising universal design into the workplace, I think we can make an awful difference for people with, be it complex communication needs and disabilities, or just people with varying level of ability. So that's a quick little roundup on Peckham and on Michigan State, and I look forward to chatting to you next month.